have clients that live in the middle of nowhere. Like, where's their health care? Right? So there's all these factors that have to be taken into consideration because it's a big decision. So I recently, within the last couple of years, relocated to Westminster, and I had a giant 4,200 square foot home. And there was plenty of space to have like a first floor bedroom.
Almost too much.
But I was like, what am I going to do with the rest of this space and the cost? So I decided to downsize to a ranch home. And it's an aging in place home, wide hallways. Got to work on the cabinets. Cabinets are a little high, but it's a good home for that future, because I was like, I need to think about these things, right? I want to be close to the activities, healthcare, right? I have clients that live in the middle of nowhere.
Where's
and I get like, where's their healthcare, right? So there's all these factors that have to be taken into consideration because it's a big decision, right?
Yeah, it's funny when you say that, because I remember having clients too, and they're like, I need 1 hour from doctors, hospitals, everything. I'm like, 1 hour? That seems so far away. But if you're used to being Timbuktu, but that's right. I mean, that's again a lifestyle. And that's why I'm always having conversations with my clients, because I think that's first and foremost the most important thing. It's really fascinating to think that I always thought retirement being it's about money. Do you believe that you need to have a legacy left for your children all the time? Because hear me out. I'm working 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. And what? I have to have it saved for my kid? Don't get me wrong. I love my kid. And, you know, fine. You want it all. You can't bury yourself with it, right? You can't take it with you.
Right.
But like, I would like to enjoy it, to be able to go like on vacations together and do everything. But really, is the legacy for your kids? Is it really built for that?
Yeah, well, I mentioned values, right? So that's one of the value exercises. And that's one of the things we talk to people. We say, okay, at this point, you're going to have $1 million left over, because when you're drawing down your assets, you know, you're drawing them down. But if they're properly invested, they're going to be growing at the same time,
at the same time, right?
So potentially drawing down, you could still have money left over at the end. And it's a huge spectrum. I hear people that say, I'm spending every single red cent, and my kids are on their own because they're okay.
Yeah.
Right. In the case of my significant other, he has one son that needs some legacy. He's going to need some money. And this woman with special needs, she wants to leave something to that child. The other child's all set. But for me personally, I kind of have this hybrid approach where I'm like, I want to make sure my needs are met.
Yes.
So I'm going to decide what my lifestyle, what my expenses will be. And one quick note is women way underestimate the healthcare expenses in retirement. So I want to make sure my healthcare is covered. Who's going to take care of me? So my kids don't have to take care of me, on and on and on. But I think the important point is that I'm more of a hybrid. And I've seen people say, no, I want to leave $1 million to my kids. I always say to people, there's a way to do both. You can actually spend all your kids' inheritance, just get them a life insurance policy, right? And then I have other people that say, oh, I don't want to sell my home. I don't want to do a reverse mortgage, because that's another strategy to stay in your home, is to do a reverse mortgage. Creates an income stream in retirement. A lot of cash-strapped, income-strapped women can benefit from a reverse mortgage and stay in their home. But they're like, oh, I could lose my home. What about my kids? Like, your kids probably don't want to live in freaking Rutland, Vermont, or whatever, right? Yeah. They have their own life, their own thing. So for me, it's a hybrid. It's, I want to have enough for me. And then if there's extra, they will have that. That's my point of view. And
I keep forgetting the fact that you just brought this up. We don't know what it's going to cost to keep our quality of life.
Nope.
And so I keep forgetting that piece. Is you think about the vacation you want. You want to be able to go buy your groceries or go to dinner, because I like to go out to dinner once in a while, right? I don't want to have to change my ways of that when I'm retired. I want to be able to go on family vacations and stuff. But what if my health goes down? I don't want anybody having to take care of me either. But we don't, I never even think about that. I have never even thought about that. Like, what would I do?
Well, let me sell you a long-term care insurance policy, Lorna.
She's on it.
Here's your policy you need, honey, because we know you're going to have trouble because you don't stop doing anything.
Well, I have 6, between us, we have 6 kids. So I'm like, dude, there has to be one that will take care of us.
Right?
Out of 6,
That's why I had you all know.
Right?
But if you have one or none,
I know.
your odds are a little, sorry,
I get it.
long-term care.
Yeah.
But I get your point. It's, and I talk to a lot of single, divorced, widowed women and they don't have big families. And they're like, oh, I joined this friend network. We're supposed to help each other. I got sick. No one's calling me. Like, what do I do? I'm all alone. And my heart aches because I'm surrounded by family and friends and kids. And I have 2 girls, thankfully. My son, I think, would take care of me too. But I don't want to burden them.
No.
Even if they want to do it,
Right.
I don't want to burden them with caring for me. So that's my number one priority is to make sure I have healthcare covered.
Yeah.
Because I know everything else is going to be fine.
Right.
But healthcare is that big, and healthcare costs are inflating. Like Medicare, the cost of Medicare is inflating like twice the rate of Social Security. Like you get increases for Social Security, but Medicare is going up. So it cancels out.
So let me ask something. So, you know, and you might not even know this. This might have to be an accountant or something. I don't know these crazy questions. So, you know, like if you have to get care, so say I have to go into a facility and I own a property.
Yeah. You can do a trust.
Okay,
There are
because
some
then,
trusts.
because you know what I'm going to ask is like the state takes it? Is it?
Yeah. I mean, so I actually went through this with my mom a few years ago because she needed assisted living nursing home care. And I was just like, kind of unprepared for the details of it. Like I knew conceptually about it because we talked to people about it. She didn't have long-term care policy. She was a teacher. Her situation was she had a great pension as a teacher. Very, you know, she
Take care of her retirement.
Yeah, she was fine, but she made too much to get like Medicaid. But she didn't really make enough for assisted living.
Yeah.
So I was like, she's falling in the cracks.
Now,
Like,
are you finding a lot
this
of
is great.
people in that kind of bucket lately?
Yeah.
And is there a way that you and your company is starting to try and pivot in order to
Yeah,
bridge that
I mean,
gap?
it's so, like I said at the outset, your retirement advisor focuses what I would consider mass affluent. And so our goal is to make sure people don't end up in
Get
that
there.
situation. For people that there are lots of resources, there's like billions of dollars, at least up to this point. There's been a lot of senior services and aid that people just don't know about and they don't take advantage of.
I believe
But-
that.
Yeah,
But we
I
have
do too.
Medicaid for impoverished people. There is Medicaid, where, you know, people will draw down their assets so low that they qualify for Medicaid. My mother always said, I don't want to do that because her mother ended up on Medicaid. And she was like, she got moved from the nice section of the assisted living to the not so nice. Now I don't remember. I was young. I don't remember.
Right.
But, you know, my mom didn't live long enough to outlive her money due to her cancer diagnosis. So I never had to broach that point. She had a couple year runway, which in and of itself was a little scary. But I mean, my mother would have come live with me. I mean, I always would have taken care of her.
Yeah.
But she had enough resources that she saved and she had her pension. But it was frustrating, you know, to be kind of not too wealthy, but not, you know,
Wealthy
it
enough.
was, yeah.
Because I find that people, when they get to that certain age, this I'm going to ask you some statistics in a minute, but you know, think about aging. They're staying in their homes. People are staying in their homes. Like, I mean, I'm selling properties of people that have been in their homes for a long time and they're 70, 80 years old and they're selling for the first time, right? Yeah. They haven't moved to a different facility or with family. So what are they doing with that money? Because if they're going to benefit from all that money, is it going to help them or hurt them when they need something?
That's where the planning comes in.
Right.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about that. I ran a number last night actually about baby boomers, the number of baby boomers that are actually staying.
This is what I wanted to ask you.
Right. I think it was like, I want to say like 30%, 36% or something of the homes in the United States are owned by baby boomers.
Yes.
But like 56%, something like that, are choosing to stay in their homes.
Right.
So I was like, before I read that, I was just like, wow, maybe I should go into real estate. Like there's all these people that are going to be selling.
Come on, sell your house. Right.
What's happening is people are staying in their homes longer, I think. I mean, you're in real estate.
Yeah.
But what's happening is, so we have the largest, we're going to be a very old population soon. 10,000 people are turning 65 years old every single day. So that's a lot of people getting older. But what's going to happen is when those people start dying, their homes are going to come available unless their kids say, hey, let's take let's take the parents home. But likely, I think it will be a bump up down the road, right? I mean, you and I probably won't benefit from that.
We'll be part of it.
Yeah. But the point is that, you know, for the real estate market, it's trying to figure out how we can get more younger people into homes because the baby boomers are going to be maybe staying put. But that brings up another issue that if you want to stay in your home, because so many people want to stay in their home and they don't want to go to nursing care. They don't want to go to assisted living.
Blame them.
It's expensive to have someone come into your home.
Yeah.
It's expensive and it's scary for them.
Right.
It's the whole emotional part.
Right. I mean, do you want to stay in your home?
Yes.
Right. So I want to stay in my home. So I'm like, okay, I got to do, my two priorities are my health so that I can stay as healthy as long as possible. So that's a big thing that I talk to women about. And also when you're healthy, you can handle stress, money stress, whatever stress, much better. So I always say it's health, wealth, and happiness. Those are the things you have to focus on, men or women. But I talk to women more often through her retirement. But I always say to women that have a little more time to prepare is make sure you have like a health savings account. That's a triple tax-free account. You have to have a high deductible health plan, but it's a way to save for those retirement.
Are you saying
expenses.
HSA?
HSA, health savings account. So important. You got it? Good. Max it out. It's triple tax-free, goes in tax-free, grows tax-free, take it out tax-free. Part of the diversification of your funds. Really important.
Right.
All right, ladies, if you're over 50 and you're starting to think, am I ready for retirement? Let me save you some Googling. You don't need a better calculator. You need a better plan and the right people around you. That's what you'll find inside my Her Retirement Collective. It's smart, it's supportive, and it's made just for you. So come join us. Let's get you happier, healthier, and wealthier. You can learn more about the collective at herretirement.com.